that was used in COVID-19 vaccines is now being used to prevent some deadly cancers. News Nation's Anna Koyman has the story.
New data presented this month found a personalized mRNA treatment developed by Moderna and Merck cut the risk of melanoma returning or spreading by about half over 5 years. Now, that's a big deal because melanoma is the deadliest form of skin cancer, and patients with advanced disease often face a high risk of recurrence.
Researchers are also studying personalized mRNA treatments for pancreatic cancer and aggressive forms of brain cancer. KSL News Time 5:08. This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. There's this thing about the super-duper rich that bothers me. Just because they're really good at something and make a tremendous amount of money doing it, they think they're smarter about everything. This comes to mind because Elon is about to get paid, as in the biggest payday in human history.
I want to be a billionaire so freaking bad.
No, wait, kill that. The song doesn't work. Let me explain. When SpaceX becomes a public company on Friday, newly created shares of SPCX will be sold to the public, and it's predicted Elon's stake will suddenly be worth more than $700 billion. But wait, he still has that other little project, Tesla. That's another $280 billion-ish, so Elon is poised to become the trillion-dollar man. There is no song about having a trillion because it's inconceivable. To put it another way, dude has enough money to buy every single NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, and NHL team, Dodgers, Knicks, Eagles, Mammoth, all of them. And he could also buy all the networks that broadcast the games, and he'd still have enough money left over to buy 300 F-35 jet fighters and 2 aircraft carriers. This man could buy an Air Force while sitting in the owner's suite at Dodger Stadium or at a Cowboys game, doesn't matter. But who do you root for when you own all the teams? These are Elon Musk-level first world problems. Not his thing, but he could do charitable works. He could build 2.5 million average American homes and give them away, feed every hungry child in America till they're age 18. But it's his money. He could create the Doge Institute for egomaniacal narcissistic billionaires who think they know how to cut the size of government. He did not. And his institute could teach the super duper rich that just because they're good at making money, it doesn't mean they know everything.
Jeff Caplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Get 4% cash back on cruises at UCCU.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
Well, traffic has filled in and slowed down, way down, northbound I-15 in Weber County, going from Ogden up to, I'm going to say, maybe about Pioneer Road, 4th South in the Marietta Slaterville area, just before that. And you have some really slow and go speeds. I don't have anything reported. We'll keep an eye on it. Just not sure what's causing these heavy delays. And that's in addition to the afternoon drive delays northbound I-15 going from Clearfield just before Hill Air Force Base all the way into Riverdale, northbound and southbound Highway 89, seeing traffic bogged down approaching the I-84 junction. For those on I-15 in Salt Lake County, it is slow as you come from Warm Springs Road down to I-80 at the junction, 2100 South. And again, from Murray through Draper, northbound I-15, slowing around the point into the Bangerter Highway exit of Draper. And then more delays northbound I-15, 45th South, all the way to Woods Cross. Looking pretty quiet over to the east on I-215 and I-80. Eric?
SR 36 in Tooele County, subject to slowdowns northbound from Stansbury up until Lake Point. You got road construction there, and you've also got southbound slowing coming off of I-80, trying to get into Lake Point. That exit ramp is typically slow, and we heard from one of our traffic troopers that in Tooele City, southbound Main Street, that's SR 36, the left lane is closed off because of a crash at 1000 North. Down Utah County, I-15 southbound slowdowns, 2100 North in Lehigh, down into Linden, and then further slowing from University Avenue and Provo down into Springville. Super Trees in Riverton is Utah's most unique tree plants, pottery gifts, and more, with weekly truckloads of new trees and plants. Receive 10% off this month. Visit Riverton location or supertrees.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Temperatures this evening will be around 74 degrees at 7 p.m., falling to the low 60s at 11 o'clock tonight. We'll have clear, quiet skies in the overnight hours as morning lows dip into the low to mid 50s, so not as cold as Thursday morning. In the afternoon, we're going to warm into the mid 80s, so now temperatures are back above normal with sunny skies. From the KSL Weather Center with your hourly forecast, I'm Devin Mashuli.
72 degrees, sunset tonight at 8:58, sun's up in the morning at 5:55. KSL News Time, 5:13, and KSL Sports. After years of planning, the FIFA World Cup is finally here. There are events happening at all the host cities across North America. ABC's Christiane Cordero's in L.A., which hosts the U.S. match on Friday.
LA's a host city. It's hosting tomorrow, but the crowds are out today in large part to support Team Mexico. We know there's a huge Mexican-American population here in LA. But tomorrow, all eyes will turn to the match between the U.S. and Team Paraguay as they kick things off here in the U.S. at what is expected to be an exciting tournament from beginning to end. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Los Angeles.
KSL News Time, 5:13. Did you know you can see fireflies this month? Fireflies all over Utah, but one Utah farmer says we need to do more to keep the light show going.
In the early evening hours in June, when the wind has died down, and especially after a fresh rainfall, you might find some fireflies. They have been documented in 28 of Utah's 29 counties, including at Thompson Century Farm in Spanish Fork.
And it is magical to see people, adults and children, see a firefly for the first time and be able to have it fly right in front of their face.
Diane Garcia is a dark sky advocate and owns the farm. She says most Utahns have never seen the bioluminescent bugs, but most people aren't going out into marshy areas in the middle of the night without flashlights. Garcia says she is now advocating for lawmakers to protect known firefly populations by keeping developments away and adopting dark sky best practices. Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
Tooele City is asking the public for help after a park bathroom was vandalized. They say the repair and cleanup costs could take away from potential park improvements, and they could lead to bathroom closures. Tooele says they're seeing more cases of vandalism, especially at their England Acres Park. They're asking anyone who may have seen suspicious activity, contact Tooele Police. KSL News Time, 5:15. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
a former volunteer firefighter who has already served time in prison for arson has been arrested again, accused of starting 2 fires in Tooele County last night. I'm KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson.
Second, the Utah State Board of Ed is considering better background checks for schools. The problem, a registered sex offender went on an overnight trip with a high school cheerleading team. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
Some nasty slowdowns on northbound I-15. And now we're seeing that they stretch from Davis County through Weber County. It'll start leaving Layton at about Hillfield Road, and then you'll see traffic coming to a crawl going from Ogden up to Harrisville. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Temperatures warm back into the 80s for the next couple of days, and by the end of the 7-day forecast, we heat up into the 90s. I'm Devin Mashuli.
72 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Now, our top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. A potential deal to end the war with Iran taking shape. President Trump says there's a conceptual agreement and it could be signed as soon as this weekend. ABC's Louis Martinez says it comes after President Trump vowed to carry out new strikes against Iranian targets tonight, now called off.
When you have the president again saying that there would be more strikes today and then he cancels them, then yes, you have to see this as a de-escalation because this was something that was in the U.S. was in control, not Iran. Previously, the United States had been responding to Iranian attacks, and then it went back and forth on the same day. But what you saw yesterday was the United States really launching the offensive here to try to get Iran towards the negotiating table for an agreement.
On the heels of an inflation report showing consumer prices surged 4% last month compared to a year ago, highs not seen in 3 years due to the Iran war. The producer price index today showing it jumped 6.5% in May from the previous year.
The number suggests suggests that inflationary pressures faced by consumers are beginning to percolate up through the supply chain. Analysts say that, as with the Consumer Price Index, surging fuel and food prices are behind the increase in the PPI.
ABC's Jim Ryan. Hazmat teams at the Pentagon today earlier after sensors triggered an air quality incident in sections of the high-security facility. Some workers told to shelter in place. Tests, though, showed it was a false alarm. Mexico beat South America today in the first match of the FIFA World Cup. Next match, Los Angeles, tomorrow night. ABC's Christian Cordero is there.
LA's a host city. It's hosting tomorrow, but the crowds are out today in large part to support Team Mexico. We know there's a huge Mexican-American population here in LA. But tomorrow, all eyes will turn to the match between the U.S. and Team Paraguay as they kick things off here in the U.S. at what is expected to be an exciting tournament from beginning to end.
You're listening to ABC News.
KSL News Time, 5:18.
Hey, I'm John Smith from 103.5 The Arrow, here with your music in a minute. Hey, so remember MySpace? Blink-182 sure does, and they've reactivated their MySpace page. The band dusted off the old social media relic this week as part of the 25th anniversary celebration for the breakthrough album Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, which was released on June 12th, 2001. Rumor is the band is teasing some sort of major announcement this week, marking the official 25th anniversary. Kevin Bacon and Kenny Loggins teaming up to play Footloose live on Classroom Instruments. Kenny Loggins stopped by The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and was joined by Kevin Bacon, Jimmy Fallon, and The Roots for kid-sized versions of his biggest hits, including Danger Zone and Footloose. John Lithgow even showed up to tell them to cut the noise. Look that up on YouTube. It's worth it. New Rolling Stones album hits stores on July 10th, and thanks to Marvel, there will be 5 different versions of the record you can buy. Foreign Tongues will have 5 Marvel-themed covers featuring Spider-Man, Thor, Captain America, and a couple of other ones, which I've already bought the Sticky Fingers album from 1973 at least 5 times, so this works out okay. That is your music in a minute or so here on KSL News Radio. I'm John Smith reporting.
Thanks a lot, John. KSL News Time, 5:19. We have your traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Improve cash flow with a home equity line of credit. So, Ricky, what's going on?
Well, the southbound drive of I-15 in Salt Lake County, a little bit longer than normal. The delays will start right about Warm Springs Road, 2300 North, and continue down to the I-80-201 junction. And then our typical delays, they're still holding pretty strong. 45th South, Murray through Draper. Northbound I-15, heavy and slow. Lehigh into the Bangerter Highway exit of Draper. And then more delays. Again, this is pretty typical for the northbound drive. 45th South into North Salt Lake. It's up north where we're seeing unusual delays tonight. Northbound I-15 slow going from Hillfield Road up to I-84, and then slow and going some stop-and-go speeds as you're leaving Riverdale on the way through Marriott-Slaterville. Eric?
Back if you're heading south from I-80 on US 40. We had delays earlier approaching the Park City exit, but now the slowdowns are from Jordanelle Reservoir down the hill to at the River Road intersection just north of Heber City. I-15 in Utah County, slowdowns start southbound at 2100 North and Lehigh, really congested going by Pioneer Crossing, and it doesn't let up get back to a normal pace till you get into Linden. And you got northbound slowing too in Linden, 1600 North Norm up into Linden, and then further up ahead, the delays that Ricky described to you starting at Timpanogos Highway. Southbound slow down Mountain View Corridor in Utah County from the Harvest Hill neighborhood down to SR 73. Two Brothers Mattress, come in and feel the Tempur-Pedic difference in all of our 5 locally owned stores. Visit twobrothersmattress.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Overall, the KSL 7-day forecast is fairly uneventful. We have sunny skies across the board, but temperatures will be on the rise. Now, we've been in the 70s this Thursday. We are going to be in the mid-80s from Friday through about Monday. Then low 90s next Tuesday, 94 to 95 degrees Wednesday and Thursday next week. That's 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of year. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mashuli.
We're at 72 degrees in Salt Lake City. Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. What performance on Wall Street today? We'll bring you the numbers. Stay right here.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
This is Derek Miller speaking on business. Since 1963, Ballet West has been an important part of Utah's arts community, bringing world-class performances, timeless productions, and opportunities for dancers and audiences to connect through ballet. Senior Director of External Affairs, Erica Stone, joins us with more.
At Ballet West, we believe the arts do more than entertain. They inspire creativity, bring people together, and strengthen communities. As one of the nation's leading ballet companies, we've seen firsthand how live performance can create lasting connections and meaningful experiences for people of all ages. Productions like Willem Christensen's The Nutcracker, America's first and longest-running version of the ballet, continue to draw audiences from across the region each year, supporting downtown businesses and welcoming thousands of patrons through our doors. Beyond performances, Ballet West reaches communities across Utah through school programs, scholarship opportunities, and access initiatives for underserved families. For many children, it's their first experience seeing live performance, opening the door to creativity, curiosity, and confidence. By investing in the arts, Ballet West is helping create a more connected, vibrant future for Utah, one that supports culture, community, and economic growth for generations to come.
By bringing people together through the arts, Ballet West helps make Utah a more creative, connected, and culturally vibrant place to live. To learn more about performances and programs, visit balletwest.org. I'm Derek Miller with the Salt Lake Chamber, speaking on business.
One of the best things about Soda Diet and Nutrition, and that helped me the most to let go of 70 pounds in 5 months, was their dynamic diet with the nutritionist tailoring it to my lifestyle. We get up super early, Amanda.
Yeah.
We don't eat at normal times.
Right.
And they worked it out so that I was eating at the times that my family did and the times that I was awake, so that it was customized to me. I had a friend who's a type 1 diabetic, did soda.
Yeah.
They customized it to him. This is not a one-size-fits-all thing.
People have food sensitivities, right? They have weaknesses. They have habits. So it's not one size fits all. It's for you and your specific health needs. This nutritionist you're going to work with, she became like my friend because she really helped me get through. I lost 37 pounds in 3 months, and I've kept it off for almost 4 years.
You can see the results by going to sodadietandnutrition.com. Everybody that does this and that sticks to it has the results without pills, crazy exercises, or fad diets. sodadietandnutrition.com. Because soda is, say it with me, Amanda, state of the art.
Help Utah kids facing hunger this summer. Join the Small Business Food Drive and Fun today at utahfoodbank.org.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
We're watching Utah's money with SpaceX set to debut on the NASDAQ tomorrow morning. A few other space-related stocks got a boost today. Redwire, Rocket Lab, AST Space Mobile all gained ground, and satellite communications company EchoStar also got a huge bump. After yesterday's sell-off, tech stocks made a comeback today. Chipmaker SanDisk led the rally with an 11% gain. Intel, Nvidia, and Micron also bouncing back. On Wall Street, talk about bouncing back. Once the president announced that there's a peace deal that's tentative, the Dow jumped 900 points. It ended the day up 930, closing at 5849. The S&P gained 127 points. The NASDAQ was up 640 points, erasing yesterday's losses and then some.
Join me on the trip of a lifetime, an 8-day enchanting Rhine River cruise, August 7th through the 14th, 2027, so a year from August, aboard the elegant Amafiora, sailing from Basel, Switzerland to Amsterdam. We will cruise through the heart of Europe, past medieval castles, vineyard-covered hillsides, and storybook villages in France, Germany, and the Netherlands. And Morris Columbus Travel planned every single detail, so we just show up and enjoy ourselves. We're talking gourmet dining, licensed local guides at every port, a Morris Columbus tour manager right there on board, and exclusive pricing with savings of thousands off brochure rates. They've reserved just 50 cabins for our group, and I will be there for Q&A sessions and just to spend time together. This is a bucket list journey for me, and I hope you'll join me. Book in one click at morriscolumbus.com/KSL or call a Morris Columbus advisor at 800-999-4646. Optional pre-cruise Switzerland and post-cruise Amsterdam tours available too. Come see Europe with me. I can't wait.
Morris Columbus.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
All in together now, we can make it better, can we do it? We're open up, cause we know how to jump.
Moving and eating better every day can help make you and your kids healthier. Search We Can online to find out more. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
Let's be honest. The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Get 4% cash back on cruises at uccu.com. Ricky, what's going on?
Unusually heavy delays tonight northbound I-15 in Davis and Weber County. It's slow from Layton Hills Mall up through Riverdale. And then by the time you're approaching Ogden, it turns to slow and go and some stop and go speeds from there up to Harrisville. In Salt Lake County, delays linger southbound I-15 6 north to 2100 south. And again, as you go from 45th South Murray through Draper. Eric?
And you got northbound slowdowns rounding Point of the Mountain from Utah County up to the Bangerter exit. Southbound slowdowns within Utah County. That starts just before 2100 north and it lasts all the way down past the Pleasant Grove Boulevard exit. UDOT construction alert. Eastbound I-84 through Weber Canyon will close Saturday, June 14th at 9:30 a.m. until 4 a.m. on Sunday while crews place bridge beams. I'm Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
It was certainly a chilly start this Thursday morning as lows dipped into the mid-40s in Salt Lake City. Afternoon highs have been in the low to mid-70s, so below normal. Beautiful day. But unfortunately, the 80s and above normal temperatures return. Well, sunny skies really all the way through the weekend and much of the 7-day forecast. Highs warm to around 85, 86 degrees from Friday through Monday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Dev Mashuli.
You're listening to Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30 at KSL. Jeff Caplaln here. We're at 74 degrees. KSL's top story, no war tonight. President Trump has canceled a third day of strikes against Iran, claiming that a peace deal could be signed this weekend.
We have a signing soon, and the documents are in pretty final shape, so we'll see.
More from ABC News correspondent Stephen Portnoy in Washington.
What we heard the president say is that he has just spoken to the Prime Minister of Israel, the heads of Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, will soon be talking to Turkey. He said the Strait of Hormuz will be open. He mentioned that the U.S. has been engaged in what had been secret missions to take ships, oil tankers, out of the Strait of Hormuz, transiting them through to the global marketplace.
As soon as the president spoke today, the markets reacted. The Dow was almost instantly up 900 points. Oil prices fell 4%. South Salt Lake City is calling for a tax hike in next year's budget. At the same time, the city is proposing a pay raise for the mayor and for city council. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson has details.
They laid it all out at last night's city council meeting.
This year, the city is facing many of the same budget constraints that are affecting households in other cities across the nation. Costs for services continue to rise and demand for those services keep growing.
Mayor Sherry Wood says they need to raise taxes and fees for residents for a number of reasons, for road projects, increased utility costs, and to boost the fund for public safety. However, they're also proposing a pay increase for elected officials, which Wood says is state directed. The tax hikes will likely mean an extra $15 a month for the average homeowner. They'll vote on the budget proposal next Wednesday night. Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Well, it's a story that makes you wonder, how could this happen? Members of the State Board of Ed are asking the same question after a registered sex offender was allowed on an out-of-state trip with a high school cheerleading team. KSL News Radio's Adam Small has the story.
It happened earlier this year when the Highland High School cheerleading team went to California. The Salt Lake City School District tells us the man was married to the assistant coach at the time. This led not only the district to review its background check requirements, but now the state school board is doing the same. They talked about it for roughly an hour in their most recent board meetings, but got held up on some of the technical language in the proposed rule change, and they weren't able to finalize anything.
So the board is still working on a new rule for background checks. A 19-year-old from Layton has pleaded guilty to some incredibly reckless driving. Spencer Riley Clausen rode his motorcycle on I-15 at 160 miles an hour plus. He even pulled a wheelie. He's refused to stop for police. His social media is filled with video of his speeding escapades. Once he hit 190. After pleading guilty, he'll be sentenced on a long list of charges July 20th. The U.S. Attorney for Utah is on the road today, informing senior centers around the state how to avoid falling victim to fraud. Melissa Holyoke says the elderly are a favorite target of scammers because some actually have money. She says crypto is a red flag.
If you are getting some sort of unexpected phone call or message that's telling you to transfer money or send money via crypto or some other means, that you should not trust that.
Holyoke says nationwide seniors are scammed out of an estimated $20 billion a month. She says she hears stories from the seniors and hopes her efforts help empower the elderly and put fraudsters on notice. June is Elder Abuse Awareness Month. World Cup is officially underway. Mexico is hosting South Africa this afternoon, while LA gets ready to host the U.S. opening match against Paraguay tomorrow. A lot of the prep is tightening the security.
Federal air marshals are beginning to ramp up their presence on flights into L.A. and at transit hubs around the city. Law enforcement is also focusing in on the threat of drones to World Cup stadiums and Fan Fest events already underway. Drones are banned anywhere around World Cup events. Charles Fry is with the Federal Air Marshal Service.
Federal Air Marshals are leading ground intercept teams who will make contact with unauthorized drone users.
Law enforcement here says it has the ability to force drones to land. Drone pilots could be fined $100,000 for flying illegally in World Cup airspace. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And the final preparations at the White House are underway for this Sunday's UFC fights. They'll be held on the South Lawn. News Nation's Maddie Tempfel reports not everyone is happy about this.
A group representing 2 Virginia residents filed a lawsuit against the National Park Service, which oversees the South Lawn, and they've argued that this event violates the Park Service's rules banning sporting events on federal parklands. In court filings, the Park Service has said that well over $60 million and tens of thousands of hours of labor have been spent on this. Now, that money, the agency says, came from the UFC and other groups affiliated with it. The DOJ is asking a judge to reject that effort to stop this event.
4,000 people are on the invitation list for the event if it happens. KSL News Time, 5:35. We have first look traffic. So, Ricky, are we hitting the tail end of the rush, or are we in the thick of it?
Not quite. Now, we're still dealing with some issues. Now, I-215's westbound is seeing delays both directions between 7th North just past 2100 South. But the nasty delays that we've seen this afternoon, they're pretty unusual. It's northbound I-15, Davis and Weber County. You have some delays from Layton Hills Mall up to Riverdale, but then it turns to slow and go speeds from Ogden's 31st Street towards Harrisville. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
And my Minute of News is coming up next. Stay right here.
How will we ever defeat the British?
By remembering what we're fighting for. General. A country of our own. That will one day celebrate 250 years.
How will we celebrate, sir?
by going to Strong. Strong Volkswagen, where every vehicle is a dime.
Dime, sir?
Yes, 1 dime down at Strong Volkswagen. Hear, hear! With great price reductions on 250 vehicles.
It sounds glorious, sir.
Oh, it is. Lease new 2026 Jetta S, just $235 a month, $235. All-wheel drive Atlas, just $432 a month. And you get a lifetime warranty. Lifetime. And financing, sir? Those with a job and a dime shall drive away.
1 dime down.
The 250 sales event.
Save thousands with event pricing on 250 vehicles.
At Strong Volkswagen. For over 70 years, Strong Volkswagen.
Located downtown, strongvw.com.
StrongVW.com.
And no tax, right, sir?
Well, For details, call 801-596-2200.
Do you know how to tell if a clogged drain is something to worry about or not? What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and I understand it's annoying and inconvenient, but sometimes a clogged drain can be a sign there's a more serious issue with your sewer main line. If the drains in the lowest level of your home aren't draining, or you flush a toilet and it comes up somewhere else like a shower or a floor drain, I'm urging you to look at this as more than just an annoyance. The last thing I want you to experience is a sewer backup. If you're a homeowner experiencing any of these issues, the first step would be to snake the line to see if it's just a blockage, which one of our drain techs can do for only $29. Yep, you heard that right. Any Hour Services will snake any drain line with normal access for only $29. Sinks, showers, tubs, toilets, floor drains, laundry drains, even that sewer main line that connects to the city. We'll snake any line for just $29. For help with your drain issues, call Any Hour Services at 801-443-7700. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. When you're all done, ever thought about donating your body to science? One option is to offer what's left to one of the most esteemed institutions in America. Harvard Medical School requests you call them on the phone and donate your body to science as soon as possible, and then when you slip the surly bonds of earth, they'll whisk your body away and you'll finally get to go to Harvard. However, I can reliably state that you should not make that phone call, and here's why. Many of the people who did then passed away, ended up not in the hallowed halls of Harvard Medical School, but at a store called Cat's Creepy Creations. Turns out the manager of the Harvard Medical School morgue was selling body parts, according to a federal indictment, and among his customers, Cat's Creepy Creations in nearby Peabody, Massachusetts. Cat's is a boutique that sells art made from bones, dissected faces, and leather tanned from human skin.
According to the indictment, Katrina McLean of Salem was allowed access inside of the morgue to pick out which body parts she wanted to buy.
I could have saved this story for Halloween. Some of the invoices to Cat's Creepy Creations included line items like head number 7 and brains. The dean of Harvard Medical School has apologized in a statement chock full of spelling words because it's Harvard. He calls it an abhorrent betrayal. He's appalled, distressed. It's reprehensible. That's a 5-syllable word. So forget science. But if you want to end up as Halloween supplies on somebody's front lawn next October, Harvard, my man. Go to Harvard.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Improve cash flow with a home equity line of credit. Ricky, all yours.
We are actually starting to see traffic move a little bit better now, and this is going to be northbound I-15 in Weber County, going from Marietta Slaterville towards Harrisville, but we still have backups to about 31st Street in Ogden, and again as you go from I-84 all the way back to Hill Air Force Base, but it's a good sign with traffic starting to move, and hopefully those delays will clear out soon. If you're northbound I-15 trying to get into Salt Lake County, it's slow coming from Lehigh up to Bangerter Highway, where that exit in Draper always stacks up, and then more northbound I-15 delays stretching from 53rd South up to almost Warm Springs Road. Southbound I-15 slow 6 north to 2100 south, and more delays Murray into Draper. Over to the east, just some unusual slowing again on Highway 40, and this is southbound going from Jordanelle down to River Road. Eric?
Out in Tooele County, most of the congestion is going to be on the southbound side, the greater volumes going to be in that direction. But the delays are on the northbound side of SR 36 from Stansbury up to Lake Point. You got road construction. It's down to one lane as a result, so expect delays there if you're trying to get up to I-80. On the Wasatch Back, you got southbound slowdowns, US 40 from Jordanelle Reservoir. You go down the hill to the River Road intersection. That's going to be slow all the way to that stoplight, and then it's better after that. I-15 southbound Utah County, really slow going by Lehigh's Main Street and Pioneer Crossing. That's part of a longer stretch of slowing that starts at 2100 North going down into Linden. And then you got further slowing further up ahead on the southbound side. That's coming out of the S-curves between Orem and Provo, and then going in spots all the way down to 400 South in Springville. At Olson's Greenhouse, gardening brings families together. Hands in the soil, time well spent. Add fresh flowers to porches, patios, beds, or containers. Learn more at OGG.com. OGG.com. Eric Butler in KSL Traffic Center.
After a cooler than normal Thursday, temperatures are going to rise back to at or above normal levels. On Friday, morning lows will be in the low 50s, and then afternoon highs will be in the mid 80s. We look to stay around 86, 85 degrees for highs over the weekend. Then as we head into the middle parts of next week, we're heating up. The 90s are back in the forecast. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mashuli.
The 90s. But right now it's 74 in Salt Lake. About the toxic dust that a lot of families worry about along the Wasatch Front. There was a dust storm last night, and we're going to talk with the State Department of Environmental Quality. Stay with us. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. Can we talk about something difficult to discuss? Are you going through a difficult financial time? You have equity in your home, but nobody can help? American Home Loans has created the Bridge Loan Program to use your equity regardless of your credit at this time. The Bridge Loan can be used to pay debts, collections, IRS liens, divorce settlements, or home improvements. Call at 801-262-2221. That's 262-2221. This loan creates a bridge between now and a much brighter future. After COVID, one of their clients had over $85,000 in credit cards. Their scores were too low to borrow on their home. American Home Loans was able to save them $2,000 a month. And after 8 months, they qualified for a conventional loan and lowered their payments. The consultation is free and confidential. Please call them and see what they can do for you. The number is 801-262-2221. It's 262-2221, or go to AmericanHomeLoans.com. AmericanHomeLoans.com. NMLS 245422, Equal Housing Lender.
Utah homeowners enter to win a new AC from Vyrock Heating and Cooling. Visit VyrockAir.com. All applicants receive a free AC evaluation. Vyrock Heating and Cooling. VAIRockair.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
KSL News Time, 5:45. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
strong winds can carry dust from around the Great Salt Lake, but researchers are still working to answer two key questions: where that dust is coming from and what's actually in it. I'm KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera.
Second, President Trump canceled today's strikes against Iran. He says, we are this close to signing a peace deal. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
A lot of delays left over on I-15 in Weber, Davis, Salt Lake, and Utah counties. And a heads up from UDOT, There is an upcoming closure. Northbound Legacy Parkway will close between Parish Lane and Centerville and I-15 nightly starting Monday, June 15th through Thursday, June 18th. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Temperatures have been cooler than normal this Thursday, with highs topping out in the low to mid 70s. Unfortunately, the 70s are gone because the 80s return as we head into the weekend. I'm Duff Mashuli.
74 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franz, and a possible deal to end the 3-month-long war with Iran inching toward the finish line, according to President Trump today. ABC's Patrick Reevell says the ceasefire, though, remains fragile.
We have not really heard from the Iranians yet. There has been no official response to President Trump's announcement that that Iran is close to agreeing what he called this memorandum of understanding. We have been hearing from some Iranian state media, which basically have been pushing back on the idea that any agreement has been finalized.
President Trump also says the Strait of Hormuz will, quote, officially open the moment a deal is signed. Just hours after FISA extension measures failed in both the House and the Senate today over Bill Pulte's role as acting D&I director, President Trump announced he's nominated former SEC chair Jay Clayton to lead the agency. Mexico beat South Africa in the first match of the World Cup today in Mexico City. This is ABC News.
KSL News Time 547. We've all heard about toxic dust from the Great Salt Lake, especially when the wind picks up like last night. But what does that even mean? Dave Noriega is with the Department of Environmental Quality. He says, well, we don't always know the details.
Think of a dust storm kind of like a bag of flour. We know how much the flour weighs, but we may not know exactly what is in that bag.
But thanks to new efforts from the state, we're going to be able to know soon.
The state legislature has made a huge investment into a dust monitoring network. And over the next few years, so by the end of July, we expect to have 10 monitors out there that are going to be able to take samples of the dust during an event. And then we're going to be able to look at those filters in the monitoring stations and then break them down. So as we're taking these samples and these filters are coming out, we're going to be able to actually do the forensic chemistry on this dust and figure out, okay, well, we know it's dust. What is in it? Is it heavy metals? Does it have arsenic or lead? Where is it coming from? Is this the dust that is coming from the West Desert? Does it come from the Great Salt Lake or the dry lake bed? That is what we're going to be able to determine once we start collecting these samples. So as far as like how big the monitoring stations are or how many there are, we expect to have 10 done by the end of this July, an additional 5 in the next year, so this time next year, and then over the next few years, another 5 to 10. So over the next few years, we expect to have about 25 air monitoring stations.
Noriega says the toxic dust isn't an everyday issue.
The key here is dust events aren't constant. So this is just, a few times a year, the wind kicks up and it starts blowing across our neighborhoods. What we want to know is during those times, what are we seeing? How bad is the dust? Is it just normal dirt? Is it have concerning levels of other metals? That's part of the research that we're going to be doing over the next several years.
There's Dave Noriega with the Department of Environmental Quality. The wind was blowing last night, so was the dust. KSL News Time 549, traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
We've had a report of a new crash on northbound I-15 in South Salt Lake near 33rd South, out of traffic on the shoulder. I'm not seeing it, but I've definitely seen some slowdowns northbound I-15 as you go from just after the South Interchange all the way up to just past 6 North. And then southbound I-15, it's still pretty slow, starting as you're approaching North Temple to 2100 South, and then again Murray to Bluffdale. If you are on I-15 up north, we are seeing traffic move and speeds improve and delays break up, but we still have spots of crowded and slow traffic northbound I-15 scattered from Clearfield up to Marietta, Slaterville, and over to the east in Summit County. Some unusual delays once again southbound Highway 40 from Jordanelle down to River Road. Eric?
Southbound I-15, Utah County. Here's your slowdowns from 2100 north in Lehigh all the way down into Linden. The heaviest spots looks like going by the Lehigh Main Street exit and then 500 east in American Fork. And then you got further slowing up ahead as you come out of the Orem area into the S-curves going into Provo. You've got some slowdowns there down to University Avenue and a little bit of slowing as well in Springville approaching the 400 South intersection. Out in Tooele County, SR 36 remains slow northbound because of construction heading away from the Pole Canyon intersection in Stansbury up to Lake Point. A healthy lawn doesn't need water every day. This year, Jordan Valley Water asks you to water twice a week or less. Life is better with water. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Nearly every single temperature in the KSL 7-day forecast is at or above normal, except for one, and that's Friday morning's low of 53 degrees. Our normal low is 58 degrees. Now, for Friday afternoon, we'll be in the mid-80s, and we'll actually hold the mid-80s all the way through the weekend and Monday next week. Highs are going to warm to the low 90s Tuesday. Then they're expected to be in the mid-90s for the middle parts of next week, and that's 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of year. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mishuli.
In Salt Lake City, we're at 73 degrees with sunshine, sunset tonight at 8:58. Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Certainly a happy day on Wall Street. We'll explain. Coming up.
Jeff Caplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 22nd, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included, no strings, no commitments. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account taxes and fees extra after 12 months. Regular rates apply to mobile. Select Xfinity. Internet required speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. $50 a month for 5 years. No commitments. Go to Xfinity.com.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. The local service you can trust with the financial solutions you need. Cyprus Credit Union is there for every step of the way. Learn more at cypruscu.com.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
We're watching Utah's Money Strange Week. People are giving money to Jeff Bezos. Okay, they're investing in his AI startup, Prometheus is already valued at $41 billion. Bezos says it's going to build AI for physical tasks like robotic manufacturing. Adobe released its earnings report after the bell today, and investors did not like what they saw. Shares of the software giant fell 4% and hit the lowest level of the year. Gold is at its lowest level of the year, down 6% in just a week, part of a larger slump for the precious metal. This as higher inflation as investors worried about future Fed rate increases. On Wall Street today, President Trump announced there's a tentative deal to end the war. The Dow shot to the moon, gaining 930 points in just minutes. It closed at 5849, up 930 points. The S&P was up 127. The NASDAQ gained 640 points.
For hearts that love. For hearts that care. For hearts that comfort. For hearts that heal. We care for them all. At Common Spirit Health, we know that each patient is unique. That's why our cardiology team is committed to caring for every kind of heart. Find heart care near you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Friday, join KSL News Radio and NPS from 10 to 1 as the movie show stops by. Then browse and uncover what makes NPS so great. With 4 locations, NPS takes in new inventory every day. Then they check all competitors' retail pricing before marking items down 20 to 70% off. So you're invited to visit the movie show Friday 10 to 1. And that's the first step to discovering NPS. Visit npsstore.com to begin your own NPS adventure. npsstore.com.
Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Learn how at www.ready.gov. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Ad Council.
Everything to my back is dark.
High in the alpine wilderness.
Really ugly clouds coming over from the north.
A place
the ridgeline is imposing the escarpments, the drops.
where survival,
It's dark now. I have nothing.
is never certain.
This is not good.
My name's Dave Cawley, and I'm the host of a podcast called Uinta Triangle. It's about the disappearance of an Australian hiker named Eric.
Our conclusion and that of the sheriff is that the mountains have decided to keep him.
Come retrace Eric's footprints with me.
You have done this walk too, but this is your backyard.
Did he really make a wrong turn, or did he decide that he was done?
He is not the first or last person to vanish in this remote region.
It was haunting to see the photos. I mean, really.
Find and follow the podcast series Uinta Triangle. That's Uinta, spelled U-I-N-T-A, Triangle, wherever you get your podcasts. All episodes out now.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Get 4% cash back on cruises at UCCU.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
Typical slowdowns remain on southbound I-15 from just before the South Interchange through Draper and into Bluffdale, northbound I-15. Some slowing, rounding the point of the mountain up to Bangerter Highway, and then really slow at times northbound I-15, South Salt Lake up to Beck Street. Eric?
In Utah County, expect delayed driving southbound 15 just past 2100 North. You'll go well below the speed limit there and stay there until you get past the Pleasant Grove Boulevard exit, and then a little bit of slowing further up ahead approaching Center Street in Provo. Replenish Landscape Garden Products offers the finest compost soil blends, bark, mulch, playground chips, and more. When you want the very best, visit replenishcompost.com. Replenish, it's good stuff. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Traffic and weather together on the 9s. It's going to be a cool night, down to 49 degrees. For tomorrow, bright sunshine. We're going to heat back up to 87 degrees, and pretty much we're going to stay there through Monday.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good evening. It's 6 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Jeff Caplaln. 73 degrees, KSL's top story. Not every windy day raises concerns about Great Salt Lake dust. But meteorologists say last night we got all the right conditions for toxins like arsenic to be picked up and blown in our direction. We have multiple reports. Let's begin with KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera.
Assume stronger winds automatically mean more concern about Great Salt Lake dust. But KSL meteorologist Matt Johnson says the bigger factor is actually wind direction.
This latest event, dust event that we had last night, brought it out of the northwest into the southeast. So that was definitely concerning. So the direction of the wind really plays into whether we're concerned or not.
He says northwest winds are the ones meteorologists watch most closely because they can carry dust toward communities along the Wasatch Front. Looking ahead, Johnson says another weather system could brush northern Utah this weekend, but right now he doesn't expect winds strong enough to trigger another significant dust event. Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
We know strong winds like we had last night can kick up dust, but there's no way to know if there's arsenic in it or how much. KSL News Radio's Claire Scott explains how the state is trying to fix that.
Utah environmental officials are expanding a network of dust monitors around the Great Salt Lake that will collect samples during major wind events. The goal is to give researchers a better picture of what's actually being carried through the air and where it's coming from. Dave Noriega with the Department of Environmental Quality says the samples will help answer these questions.
During a wind event and everything starts kicking up, where is this dust coming from? So that's number one, what we're trying to figure out.
DEQ says 10 monitors should be operating by the end of July, with another 25 expected over the next several years. Claire Scott, KSL News Radio.
The fire that burned about 25 acres on that hill just north of the state capitol yesterday, it's now 100% contained. We know the Sandhurst 2 fire was human-caused, but investigators into the exact cause still don't know exactly what the reason for the fire was. Fire officials say no property was damaged by the flames. A man has been arrested in Tooele County accused of starting multiple fires yesterday, and it's not the first time he's been arrested for arson. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson explains.
The Tooele County Sheriff's Office has taken 39-year-old Timothy West into custody on suspicion of arson for 2 fires yesterday, one that burned 4 acres in the Lake Point area and one that burned 10 acres and threatened homes in Stockton overnight. Police documents say West was seen running around the Stockton area notifying people about the fire. Then later they caught him in a lie about his whereabouts because he was caught on surveillance footage near the Lake Point area when that fire started earlier as well.
West was previously a volunteer firefighter, but has since been convicted of arson several times in 2010, 11, and 14. There's been a recent string of fires across northern Utah, most of them started by humans. Carl Hunt from the Division of Forestry, Fire, and State Land says out of 239 fires so far this year, 204 of those were human-caused. That's about 85%.
And so it's really on us to do our part while we're out recreating. More we do as citizens, as Utahns, to lessen that impact on the landscape is going to go a long way this summer.
He says Utah usually has a lower percentage of human-caused fires. He's encouraging all of us to do our part and use fire sense. KSL News Time 6:04. Our top national story, President Trump has announced a new nomination to replace Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence. U.S. Attorney and former SEC Chair Jay Clayton. ABC's Catherine Falders with the details about Clayton's experience.
While he is a highly respected lawyer, he sits at the top of one of the most largest and arguably one of the most important U.S. attorney's offices in the country. The question is, does he really have that much more national security experience than Bill Pulte, the previous person who Trump said was going to serve as acting, does?
The president's previous choice, Bill Pulte, had no intelligence experience, but is a big fan of President Trump. The man charged with the murder of Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband has changed his plea. Vance Bolter pleaded guilty in a deal with federal prosecutors so they'd take the death penalty off the table. Minnesota U.S. Attorney Daniel Rosen says it sends a message about political violence.
Those that would commit political violence at any level should take heed. The Department of Justice will seek and obtain the longest prison terms available for your crimes.
Bolter still faces state charges, but the state of Minnesota doesn't have capital punishment. KSL News Time 6:05. I think it's the tail end of the rush. Let's check. First look traffic. Here's Ricky Meese.
Well, we are getting close. That's definitely true, but we still have some leftover delays. And if you're traveling on I-15 in Utah County, it's still pretty slow and very heavy. And that's southbound I-15, 2100 north into Linden. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Well, Elon's going to make bank tomorrow, and My Minute of News is on the way. Next.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Hey folks, Jay Broadbent here from Alpine Home Medical. I've been helping folks breathe easier for 29 years now. Trust me, at my age, I know a thing or two about needing a good night's sleep. Is your CPAP mask old and nasty? Are your masks, filters, or tubing from the pre-COVID era? Or just plain tired of the hassle of ordering supplies yourself? Switch to our resupply program. We handle everything, automatic shipment straight to your door, insurance billing, and expert support. It's quick, easy, and keeps your sleep therapy on track. Doesn't matter where you got your machine from, anyone can join. Head to alpinehomemedical.com, click on the Easy Resupply button. That's alpinehomemedical.com.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advance healthcare in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Healthcare with human kindness is here. Hello, human kindness.
When it's hot like this, air conditioners struggle to keep up. Parts are under more stress, and sometimes those parts fail. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and no one helps more homeowners maintain and repair their air conditioners than Any Hour Services. As a matter of fact, last year, over 32,000 homeowners called Any Hour Services for help maintaining and repairing their systems. Any Hour Services has over 100 HVAC technicians to help with everything from maintenance, repair, to installing a new system. This summer, there'll be a lot of people told they need to replace their air conditioner, and they'll wonder, do I really need to? If you're told you need to replace your air conditioner and you still have questions, Any Hour Services can give you a second opinion and let you know what options are available. Maybe it just needs a little maintenance or a small repair. Maybe it does need to be replaced, but if you don't feel good about being told you need to replace your air conditioner, don't ignore those feelings. Call Any Hour Services for help with air conditioner maintenance, repair, or to schedule a free second opinion. Google Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. There's this thing about the super-duper rich that bothers me. Just because they're really good at something and make a tremendous amount of money doing it, they think they're smarter about everything. This comes to mind because Elon is about to get paid, as in the biggest payday in human history.
I wanna be a billionaire, so freaking bad.
No, wait, kill that. The song doesn't work. Let me explain. When SpaceX becomes a public company on Friday, newly created shares of SPCX will be sold to the public, and it's predicted Elon's stake will suddenly be worth more than $700 billion. But wait, he still has that other little project, Tesla. That's another $280 billion-ish, so Elon is poised to become the trillion-dollar man. There is no song about having a trillion because it's inconceivable. To put it another way, dude has enough money to buy every single NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, and NHL team, Dodgers, Knicks, Eagles, Mammoth, all of them. And he could also buy all the networks that broadcast the games, and he'd still have enough money left over to buy 300 F-35 jet fighters and 2 aircraft carriers. This man could buy an Air Force while sitting in the owner's suite at Dodger Stadium or at a Cowboys game, doesn't matter. But who do you root for when you own all the teams? These are Elon Musk-level first world problems. Not his thing, but he could do charitable works. He could build 2.5 million average American homes and give them away, feed every hungry child in America till they're age 18. But it's his money. He could create the Doge Institute for egomaniacal narcissistic billionaires who think they know how to cut the size of government. He did not. And his institute could teach the super duper rich that just because they're good at making money, it doesn't mean they know everything.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bang. Here's Ricky Meese.
We still have some leftover delays, but it does seem like we're at that point of the drive where things are starting to ease just a little bit. In fact, we have good speed southbound I-15 in Salt Lake County, leaving downtown all the way to the south interchange, and that's where it fills in and slows down and stays slow all the way through Draper. Northbound I-15 now busy and slow at the point of the mountain to the Bangerter exit, and again as you go from 45th south almost to downtown, and then a little bit more slowing approaching the north interchange. All clear on the freeways to the east, I-215 and I-80. Big improvements on I-15 up north. All clear southbound I-15 going from Weber into Davis County. Northbound I-15 still a little busy and slow, Roy and Riverdale, and again approaching Marietta Slaterville. Eric?
Southbound on US 40, that's slow from Jordanelle Reservoir. It's right as you go down the hill towards the Heber City area. That's where things are going to slow down quite a bit down to the River Road intersection. Now you got further southbound slowing on US 40. That's Main Street in Heber City from the north end of town down to 100 South. Down Utah County, I-15 southbound below the normal pace as you go past 2100 North. It'll look okay right there, but then you'll be in delay mode from that point. Not serious delays, but reduction of speed all the way down past the Pleasant Grove Boulevard exit. On the northbound side, no real problems. We do have southbound slowing Mountain View Corridor, 2100 North and Lehigh, down to SR 73. Two Brothers Mattress, come in and feel the Serta mattress difference in all of our 5 locally owned stores. Visit twobrothersmattress.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Thursday morning started off with temperatures in the 40s, and areas along the Wasatch Back and the mountains were in the 30s. As we head into Friday, temperatures will warm. Now, technically a low of 53 degrees is a little bit cooler than normal for this time of year, but afternoon highs will be above normal by a couple of degrees into the mid-80s. We'll generally stay in the mid-80s through the weekend. We'll have lots of sunshine, and then we look to turn up the heat at the end of the 7-day forecast. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mashuli.
In Salt Lake City, 73 degrees, sunshine. So how often do state officials recommend a politician be removed from their job? Well, it's happening in Utah. We're going to go in depth with the story coming up. Stay with us. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. When I lost a lot of weight last summer, people would ask me, are you doing injections? Great question, but the answer is no injections. First of all, they're expensive, and if you quit to save money, studies show you can gain the weight back 4 times as fast, and while you lose weight, you're also losing muscle. Not for me. So I went on the Salt Lake City Fat Loss Program. I dropped 32 pounds in 6 short weeks. More important, I've kept the weight off for 10 months now while eating foods I love. I went out for pizza this week. SLC Fat Loss is a doctor-designed program. It speeds your metabolism, and you lose fat fast. No injections, no expensive prepackaged meals, shakes, or bars. You eat healthy food from the grocery store, and it works. 32 pounds in 6 weeks. My blood pressure's down. And if you get going now, you could drop a lot of that fat by Pioneer Day. So schedule a free consultation. Go to slcfatloss.com. That's slcfatloss.com.
Okay. I've got to tell you about something that honestly surprised me. I went down to Peach Doors and Windows to check out their showroom, and these are not your big box store doors. We're talking solid core, reinforced, high security doors that look like they belong on $1 million home. And here's what hit me. Most break-ins don't happen through windows. They happen through the front door. And a lot of doors, they're basically decorative cardboard with a handle. Peach installs doors that are built to take a beating. Heavy-duty hardware, reinforced frames, real security, but they still look absolutely stunning. Whether you're building $1 million home or you just want yours to look like one, your front door is the first impression and the first line of defense. Do yourself a favor. Go see their showroom. Feel the difference. Visit peachdoorsandwindows.com or stop by their showroom today. Upgrade the door. Upgrade the home. Simple as that.
If you're struggling with your mortgage, there's a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
KSL News Time, 6:15. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
the Utah State Board of Education is now considering bolstering background check requirements for schools after a registered sex offender attended an overnight trip with a high school cheerleading team. I'm KSL News Radio's Adam Small.
Second, a former volunteer firefighter who's already done time in prison for arson has been arrested again, accused of starting 2 fires in Tooele County last night. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
A couple of new crashes to deal with. One is westbound I-80 near State Street. It's getting moved out of traffic to the shoulder. Did cause a little bit of backup. And for those coming from Utah County, a crash northbound I-15 at the point of the mountain. Ricky Neese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Sunshine looks to prevail for the 7-day forecast, and temperatures are now going to warm above normal into the mid-80s, and that will hold Friday through Monday. I'm Jeff Mashuli.
It's 73 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. President Trump calling off planned military strikes against Iran, saying there is an agreement on the final points. At the White House, the president was asked when the deal might be finalized.
It'll be soon, maybe this weekend.
And has the Supreme Leader approved this deal, sir?
I understand the answer is yes.
Iran has not responded to the announcement. President Trump has a new nominee for Director of National Intelligence. Jay Clayton, the current U.S. attorney and former head of the Securities and Exchange Commission, still faces confirmation hearings. His pick for acting DNI director Bill Pulte faced intense pushback and led to a standoff in Congress over the renewal of foreign intel powers. ABC's Jay O'Brien has more.
Bill Pulte earned Trump's favor when he was and still is the director of a federal housing agency, and he used his perch there to push for mortgage fraud investigations into some of Trump's political opponents. All of that to say that left a very bad taste, as you would imagine, in the mouths of Democrats who have said if Bill Pulte, a true Trump loyalist here, is in any way close to the nation's intelligence apparatus, they're going to be a no on this critical spy law.
The man charged with killing former Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband last June changed his plea to guilty in federal court today, admitting to the attacks. Vance Bolter also shot and injured Democratic State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. ABC's Armando Garcia has more.
The Hoffmans survived the attack. They were actually in court today and released this statement saying in part, while the legal process may provide accountability, true healing requires something more from all of us. Now, Belter faces 2 consecutive life sentences, an additional 40 years in federal prison. He's still facing state charges, but he's pleaded not guilty.
World Cup fever building after Mexico's first match today, winning over South Africa. Tomorrow night, the U.S. hosts Paraguay in Los Angeles. You're listening to ABC News.
KSL News Time, 6:18. The Utah State Tax Commission has taken the rare step of recommending a local official be removed from office. The commission says San Juan County's assessor is unfit to do his job. KSL TV's Daniel Woodruff with the story.
The Tax Commission sent a letter this week to the San Juan County Commission laying out their allegations against County Assessor Rick Meyer. According to a letter that was obtained by KSL through a public records request, Meyer did not tax certain buildings according to the law, misclassified property, and gave certain tax exemptions when he shouldn't have, among other things. The letter also alleges that the San Juan County Assessor's Office was frequently closed and that Meyer was unwilling to fix his mistakes or improve. The Utah State Tax Commission now recommends that Meyer be removed from office immediately to protect the public interest, they say, and restore integrity in the property tax system in San Juan County. That power to recommend removal from office was given to the Tax Commission last year by Utah state lawmakers. Now, I did reach out today to Rick Meyer, the San Juan County assessor, for comment on the allegations against him, but he did not get back to me. The chair of the San Juan County Commission declined to comment when I asked about the status of the situation or any next steps.
KSL TV's Daniel Woodruff on a rather unusual situation. KSL News Time 6:19. We have traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Improve cash flow with a home equity line of credit. Here's Ricky Meese.
I'm looking at a live shot of one of our latest crashes northbound I-15 near the point of the mountain. It is out of traffic and not causing a problem with the flow of traffic. However, emergency crews have not arrived yet, so we'll keep an eye on that. But you won't see slowdowns on northbound I-15 until you're closer to the Bangerter Highway exit, and then again going from 45th South to the 6th South exit downtown. Southbound I-15 still bogged down as you go from the South interchange through Draper. Pretty quiet over to the east, I-215 and I-80. Still some heavy and slower traffic moving northbound on I-15. That's from Warm Springs Road into North Salt Lake. Eric?
Southbound slowdowns in Utah County on I-15. That goes from basically just before Lehigh's Main Street exit. Really slow heading from that exit down to Pioneer Crossing. And then you're at a reduction of speed after that all the way down into Linden. Southbound Mountain View Corridor is slow from 2100 north in Lehigh down to SR 73. And if you're out in Tooele County, northbound slowdowns continue on SR 36. The construction zone, the delays start just past Canyon Road intersection, really slow and single file because of the construction heading up to the Saddleback Boulevard intersection. Now's the time to apply IFA Step 3 Spring and Summer Fertilizer for a beautiful green lawn all summer. IFA Country Stores, helping to grow the things you love. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
If you're loving the sunshine, you are in luck because the KSL 7-day forecast features a lot of it. Temperatures are going to warm, though. We're going to be in the mid-80s Friday afternoon, 86 on Saturday, 85 degrees on Sunday, then 87 degrees on Monday. Temperatures jump now into the low 90s on Tuesday, and then they're expected to be in the mid-90s Wednesday and Thursday of next week, which is 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of year. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Daphne Schuley.
In Salt Lake City, 73 degrees, your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. We'll take a look at the markets, and it was pretty eye-popping today. Stay here.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Hi, this is Doug Wright. Dee and I had the chance at Hale Center Theater to see the opening night of not only My Fair Lady, but Harmony. Two great presentations right now on two amazing stages. I want to talk about My Fair Lady first. I've had the chance to enjoy My Fair Lady, the West End in London and New York on Broadway, and of course the iconic movie. But I have to tell you, I don't think I have ever enjoyed My Fair Lady more than watching it on the stage at Hale Center Theater. Spectacular staging, gifted performances, great music, the voices, incredible, and the costuming. You're going to love My Fair Lady. It's on now at Hale Center Theater. Then there's Harmony, the story of a 6-man German choral comedy group who gained great fame in the late 20s and early 30s, only to be undone by the Nazis. This is a powerful performance. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now. Harmony and My Fair Lady at Hale Center Theater, hct.org for your tickets.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. How will we ever defeat the British?
By remembering what we're fighting for. General. A country of our own. That will one day celebrate 250 years. How will we celebrate, sir? By going to Strong Volkswagen, where every vehicle is a dime.
A dime, sir?
Yes, 1 dime down at Strong Volkswagen. Hear, hear! With great price reductions on 250 vehicles.
It sounds glorious, sir.
Oh, it is. Lease new 2026 Jetta S, just $235 a month, $235. All-wheel drive Atlas, just $432 a month. And you get a lifetime warranty. Lifetime. And financing, sir? Those with a job and a dime shall drive away.
One dime down.
The 250 sales event.
Save thousands with event pricing on 250 vehicles.
At Strong Volkswagen. For over 70 years, Strong Volkswagen.
Located downtown. StrongVW.com.
StrongVW.com.
And no tax, right, sir?
Well, for details, call 801-596-2200.
We're watching Utah's Money. SpaceX goes public tomorrow morning. Elon's trillion-dollar conglomerate is set to join the NASDAQ at the market open. Symbol SPCX will open at $135 a share, and we'll see if it goes up like a rocket. Waymo, the self-driving taxi company, is launching a new subscription tier for $30 a month. There is no Waymo in Salt Lake City, but wherever you find it, they're giving users benefits like free cancellations, loyalty credits. The catch is the new tier is invite only. You got to be special to get in on Waymo Premier. On Wall Street today, what a day. I mean, the market was, humbly doing its thing. Then President Trump announced that we seem to have a deal about ending the war. Bang, the Dow jumps 900 points. It ended the day up 930. It closed above 50,000 at 58.49. The S&P was up 127. The NASDAQ gained 640 points.
Hi, this is Derek Overstreet, president of the New Millennium Group and co-host of Stop Working, Start Living with KSL News Radio. Can you imagine what your life would be like if you could retire 3 to 5 years earlier than you thought possible? The things you could do, the loved ones you could spend time with, the memories that you could create. That's what our team at the New Millennium Group does. We'll walk you through the entire process every step of the way. If you'd like to get a copy of the 5-step proprietary plan that will help you retire 3 to 5 years sooner than you thought possible, give us a shout right now. 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370 or utahsfinancialplanner.com. Listen, most of our listeners right now have a tax problem, not a money problem. There's not enough money in Social Security Medicare as it is. Let us show you how you can significantly reduce your taxes. That's 888-999-6370, 888-999-6370 or utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Hey, just wanted to say thanks.
Who is this?
Well, it's you. 6 months from now.
Okay.
You finally replaced the countertops.
We did?
Yup, and honestly, you should have done it sooner. The kitchen feels so much brighter. People actually hang out here now, and the whole process was way easier than you expected.
Bedrock Quartz helps homeowners simplify remodeling with designer-curated showrooms, expert guidance, and one of Utah's largest selections of in-stock surfaces. With the most locations in Utah and access to premium materials at exceptional value, Bedrock Quartz helps you stop researching and start enjoying your home.
Seriously, great decision. Also, while I've got you, reconsider the whole cutting my bangs thing next month.
Wait, what?
Visit bedrockquartz.com or any of the convenient Bedrock Quartz showrooms today. Bedrock Quartz, your vision, our precision.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Now on Saturday at 5 p.m.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Improve cash flow with a home equity line of credit. Here's Ricky Meese.
Earlier delays really thinning out now. Northbound I-15 coming from Utah County into Draper. You have pretty good speeds from Bangerter Highway until you get to 33rd South, and then spots of slowing between 33rd and the 6th South exit. Still some leftover heavy and slow traffic southbound I-15 between 7200 South Midvale to Draper's Bangerter Highway. Even through that stretch, delays are starting to break up and thin out. All clear on your east side freeways of I-215 and I-80. Eric?
Lehigh to Linden, I-15 southbound, a little bit slow still in Utah County. Performance Automotive and Bountiful, endless possibilities with 3 locations. Performance Ford Lincoln, Performance Honda, and Performance Toyota, where excellence is standard. Start your search at performancebountiful.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
It was certainly a chilly start this Thursday morning as lows dipped into the mid-40s in Salt Lake City. Afternoon highs have been in the low to mid-70s, so below normal. Beautiful day. But unfortunately, the 80s and above normal temperatures return. Well, sunny skies really all the way through the weekend and much of the 7-day forecast. Highs warm to around 85, 86 degrees from Friday through Monday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Deb Mashuli.
You're listening to Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Good evening. It's 6:30 at KSL. Jeff Caplaln here, 73 degrees. KSL's top story. The Utah State Board of Ed is now considering tighter background check requirements after a registered sex offender went on an overnight trip with a high school cheerleading team. KSL News Radio's Adam Small has the story.
We recently learned that a registered sex offender went on a trip to California with his spouse and the Highland High School cheerleading team earlier this year. His spouse was the team's assistant coach at the time. And while the Salt Lake City School District says his sex offender status did not bar him from being around children, it did lead them to review their own rules on background checks, and now the Utah State Board of Education is following suit.
We're not going to have registered sex offenders on trips involving our kids.
State School Board member Joe Carey made the first motion to address this in one of their most recent meetings. The board has not come to an agreement on what exactly the new policy should be yet, but they are expected to make a final decision soon. Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
South Salt Lake City has proposed a budget for next year that would increase property taxes, but at the same time, there's also a proposal to give elected officials a raise. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson with more.
The city says that as the price for services and demand goes up, so does the need for funds, specifically when it comes to public safety and utility costs. They estimate it's going to cost residents an added $15 a month to raise property taxes. At the same meeting last night, they also said elected officials, sworn officers, and other city employees are getting pay raises in the next fiscal year. The mayor says to balance the budget, they had to cut $11.7 million in other places, which includes removing 3 full-time positions.
The public is getting a chance to weigh in on these proposals, and City Council will vote on them next Wednesday. KSL News Time 6:32. Our top national story, President Trump says the deal with Iran is not only ready, it could be signed in the coming days. News Nation's Libby Dean has more.
The president is sounding incredibly confident that this deal is around the corner after ordering $250 million worth of bombs dropped on Iran last night. All of that we had seen in an effort to push them to the negotiating table, which seems was happening behind the scenes. Here's what President Trump said in the Oval Office.
We just made a great settlement of the war with Iran, and we're going to be subject to finalization of documents, which should get done over the next few days.
President Trump says this deal would result in the opening of the Strait of Hormuz, but what about Iran's nuclear program? ABC's Louis Martinez here.
So the first details that we've gotten about this deal are coming from Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. But what we are talking about, according to Netanyahu, is the elimination, the removal of Iran's enriched uranium, the dismantling of Iran's uranium enrichment facilities, the limiting of their missile production, and the end to support of Iran's proxies.
Iran's Foreign Affairs Ministry spokesman says no agreement between the U.S. and Iran has been finalized and that reports regarding an agreement are speculative. D.C. law enforcement says somebody burned 4 numbers perceived as a threat against the president into the grass near the National Mall.
From above, the pattern appears to show the numbers 8647 in brown grass on the National Mall. In a statement, the U.S. Park Police say the cause of the discoloration has not yet been determined, but samples have been collected for testing. In late April, the Justice Department obtained an indictment against former FBI Director James Comey, who last year briefly posted an image of seashells formed into the numbers 8647. He fiercely denies the charge. He threatened to kill the president.
ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy there in Washington. Fraudsters, beware if you're targeting the elderly. The U.S. Attorney's Office says they are targeting you.
U.S. Attorney for Utah, Melissa Holyoke, is taking the message directly to seniors. She's visiting senior and community centers around Utah, providing warnings of the scams, like imposter scams, where they pretend to be someone they know, and how how they have to act immediately.
You're going to lose your services immediately. You're going to lose all your life savings immediately. By doing that, then they get the target to provide information to them or to give them money or something.
Holyoke says seniors are targeted because they typically have money. She says that if they ask for money to be paid by crypto, that is a red flag that is probably fraudulent. She's taking her messages to all 29 counties. Tammy Kikuchi, KSL News Radio.
At Zion National Park, the last half mile of Angel's Landing is closed. It's an emergency closure to repair a post holding up the safety chain. The trail is going to reopen sometime tomorrow. Ahead of the summer months, Sandy city officials say they've been seeing unsafe use of e-bikes.
Riders traveling at unsafe speeds on sidewalks and trails. Underage riders operating high-powered vehicles. Near misses with pedestrians and vehicles. And confusion about what is legal and what is not legal, and this can be very confusing.
Sandy's interim police chief, Jeff Nigber, says some rules slip under the radar. He says that if a bike is doing faster than 20 miles an hour on electric power, same rules as a motorcycle apply. You have to be 16, have to have a motorcycle endorsement on your driver's license, and if you're under 21, you must wear a helmet. KSL News Time 6:36 now. The roads. Ricky Meese is here. First look traffic, yes?
Yes, we are starting to clear out on your Salt Lake County freeways. Traffic thinning and speeds returning to normal almost. But it's Utah County where we still have some leftover slowing. This is southbound I-15 between Main Street at Lehigh into Pleasant Grove. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Thanks, Ricky. My minute's on the way.
Utah homeowners, listen up. If your roof is over 15 years old and you've had recent storm damage, now's the time to act. Hey, it's Josh with IWC Roofing, and we've built our reputation on quality, integrity, and taking care of homeowners the right way from start to finish. IWC Roofing, Utah's highest-rated roofing company, is now offering $2,500 off your new roof replacement, plus a free upgrade package to maximize your home's protection and value. But that's not all. We're giving away a free roof. Yep, you heard me. One homeowner will receive a brand new roof free. The winner to be announced August 1st. And here's where it gets even better. When you call and mention this radio ad, you'll receive double entries to win. Appointments are filling up fast, and this offer won't last. Call now for your free inspection and estimate. 801-232-5690. That's 801-232-5690. Save $2,500, get upgraded, and you could win a brand new roof. Call IWC Roofing today, 801-232-5690. Restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. See IWCRoofingUtah.com for details and rules.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. When you're all done, ever thought about donating your body to science? One option is to offer what's left to one of the most esteemed institutions in America. Harvard Medical School requests you call them on the phone and donate your body to science as soon as possible, and then when you slip the surly bonds of Earth, they'll whisk your body away and you'll finally get to go to Harvard. However, I can reliably state that you should not make that phone call, and here's why. Many of the people who did then passed away, ended up not in the hallowed halls of Harvard Medical School, but at a store called Cat's Creepy Creations. Turns out the manager of the Harvard Medical School morgue was selling body parts, according to a federal indictment, and among his customers, Katz Creepy Creations in nearby Peabody, Massachusetts. Katz is a boutique that sells art made from bones, dissected faces, and leather tanned from human skin.
According to the indictment, Katrina McLean of Salem was allowed access inside of the morgue to pick out which body parts she wanted to buy.
I could have saved this story for Halloween. Some of the invoices to Katz Creepy Creations included line items like head number 7 and brains. The dean of Harvard Medical School has apologized in a statement chock full of spelling words because it's Harvard. He calls it an abhorrent betrayal. He's appalled, distressed. It's reprehensible. That's a 5-syllable word. So forget science. But if you want to end up as Halloween supplies on somebody's front lawn next October, Harvard, my man. Go to Harvard.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Get 4% cash back on cruises at uccu.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
We are looking better and better on the Valley freeways. In fact, if you're on I-15 between the North Interchange at North Salt Lake and Willard Bay, all clear. Looking good. A little bit of leftover busy traffic northbound Highway 89 getting to the I-84 junction. In Salt Lake County, still some busy traffic, but thinning even as we speak. Northbound I-15, that's between the I-80-201 junction and the downtown exit. And southbound I-15, spots of busy traffic in Draper between just before 123rd South through Bangerter, all clear to the east I-215 and I-80. Eric?
It's gradually getting better southbound I-15 Utah County, but you still got slowdowns approaching Pioneer Crossing. It's going to stay below the pace, below the speed limit, all the way down past the Pleasant Grove Boulevard exit. The rest of the way, all the way down to Santa Quinn and Juab County looks good. Southbound on Mountain View Corridor, you've got your typical slowing in spots. This is getting better too, from 2100 north down to SR 73. We plan and store water for the future, but this year needs extra care. Jordan Valley Water asks you to water twice a week or less. Life is better with water. Eric Butler in KSL Traffic Center.
After a cooler than normal Thursday, temperatures are going to rise back to at or above normal levels. On Friday, morning lows will be in the low 50s, and then afternoon highs will be in the mid-80s. We look to stay around 86, 85 degrees for highs over the weekend. Then as we head into the middle parts of next week, we're heating up. The 90s are back in the forecast. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mashuli.
But right now, 73 degrees in Salt Lake City. Stay with us. We're streaming live on the KSL News Radio app and at kslnewsradio.com. You can listen on your phone, on your computer. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Tim Hughes back with Greg and Mike at Replenish Landscape Garden Products. Now, you may be ready for summer, but the question today is, are your lawn and garden areas ready for summer? For the long, dry, hot summertime, to make sure that they are ready, you need a good foundation, and that starts with good soil blends. Greg, you've got them all here at Replenish.
Yes, it's in the soil where it all takes place. That's where you're going to get good nutrients for your plants. We have a topsoil compost blend, which is phenomenal, and also a Ute-like garden mix. Both of them are used by the best landscapers in the valley.
It's also, Mike, going to help hold the moisture that you do get, either from Mother Nature or you put down yourself.
It does, yeah. It's got compost in it, and that will help retain that moisture. We have it in bulk or bag. You can come pick it up, or we can deliver it as well.
Come by and see them here at Replenish Landscape Garden Products, 4660 South 200 West in Murray. Find them online at replenishcompost.com or give them a call, 801-262-5142. It's good stuff.
This summer, Utah Festival Opera and Musical Theater is back. We're celebrating the 250th anniversary of America with a season that sings our nation's history and yours. First, freedom, passion, and unforgettable storytelling with the Tony Award-winning musical 1776. Starring two Michaels, renowned singer Michael Ballum and Metropolitan Opera singer Michael Sokol. Then, Gilbert and Sullivan's silly and swashbuckling. Okay, not really, but at least it's a pirate word. The Pirates of Penzance, plus the moving romance of the last 5 years. This year, we're even honoring the legal system with the courtroom duo, Scalia Ginsburg and the lighthearted trial by jury. The first is based on the true story of two Supreme Court justices who couldn't agree on anything except for their love of opera. The second is another Gilbert and Sullivan romp that'll leave you laughing. Join world-class singers, a full orchestra, and the magic of live theater in historic downtown Logan. Bonus, Utah teachers and students get free tickets. UtahFestival.org.
Hi, Grandma. What's for dinner?
Hey, honey, I'm making stew tonight.
Ooh, can Nina come over?
I'm not sure about our new friend. I wonder if there's been any drinking going on. Alcohol at her age can lead to so many bad things. I've been meaning to ask you, what would happen if someone offered you a drink?
Grandma?
This is hard. She's so young, but I know I need to talk to her about it now before someone tries to give her alcohol. If anyone ever does offer you a drink, I want you to say no. I have too much respect for my family, and I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
Really?
I promise, Grandma. I love you too.
Okay, how about tasting this stew and telling me what you think?
Some children may try alcohol as young as 9 years old. It's not too early to talk about drinking. For tips on how to begin the conversation, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. That's underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. This message brought to you by SAMHSA and this station.
KSL News Time, 6:45. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
President Trump says today's strikes against Iran are off, and he says we're this close to signing a peace deal. I'm KSL News Radio's Reagan Edelman.
Second, strong wind can carry dust from the Great Salt Lake, but researchers are still working to answer two key questions: where that dust is coming from and what's actually in it. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
Cleanup continues of a small accident westbound I-80 near State Street, but it is out of traffic, so no delay. Still seeing some heavy traffic in Utah County. This is southbound I-15, a little slow between Pioneer Crossing and Linden. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Temperatures warm back into the 80s for the next couple of days, and by the end of the 7-day forecast, we heat up into the 90s. I'm Devin Shuley.
73 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. After signaling a deal is close, President Trump calling off planned strikes on Iran and saying an agreement could be signed in a matter of days. ABC's Rachel Scott has more.
Hours after threatening to hit Iran very hard and seize the country's oil industry, President Trump abruptly backing off, claiming there is now a deal to end the war.
We just made a great settlement of the war with Iran. And we're going to be subject to finalization of documents, which should get done over the next few days.
Iran and the U.S. have been trading fire for days.
The House and Senate failing to pass short-term extensions of FISA wiretap authorization set to expire tomorrow, with bipartisan pushback over acting D&I Director Bill Pulte. President Trump now announcing he's nominating former SEC Chair Jay Clayton to head the intel agencies. World Cup fever building for tomorrow night's match in Los Angeles. The U.S. takes on Paraguay. This is ABC News.
KSL News Time, 6:47.
This is America, Did You Know? A weekly roundup of history facts and mythbusters in honor of our country's 250th birthday. Brought to you by America First Credit Union. I'm Maria Shalaz. Richard Shankman is the author of Legends, Lies, and Cherished Myths of American History. This week, we are setting the record straight about the American continent.
Christopher Columbus was definitely an explorer. He did come over to this side of the world. But first of all, he never landed in what we now regard as the continental United States. That was Ponce de Leon. Columbus went to the Bahamas, and it was in 1492. That part of the song is right. But here's what we get wrong. Number one, Columbus did not discover that the world is round. Columbus did not go to the University of Salamanca in Spain and convince a bunch of scholars who were numbskulls who believed that the earth was flat. No, they already knew that the world was round. The only difference that they had with Columbus, they actually did have such a big meeting. It was a big deal. They believed that the world was a lot larger than Columbus did. So where did we get this whole idea that Christopher Columbus discovered the idea that the earth was round? Well, it comes from a best-selling biography of Columbus in the early part of the 19th century by Washington Irving. He invented the whole story out of whole cloth, and Americans read this book. They love this biography. There we have it. It's all malarkey.
Join us next week for more America Did You Know? I'm Maria Chaleos.
KSL News Time 6:49. About time we brought you up to speed. It's traffic and weather together. We're brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. So, Ricky, we want the happy ending. You got something?
We're going to get there, and if you're headed north or southbound, the I-15 in Salt Lake County looking pretty good. It might be a little busy. Southbound I-15 by the Bangerter Highway exit, but no real delays. All your Salt Lake County freeways are clearing out, as well as all major roadways in Davis and Weber counties. Eric?
Delays are persistent in Utah County. Southbound I-15, you still got them over a pretty long stretch. This starts right past Pioneer Crossing in American Fork. Really slow right at that point, and then delays at that point, not as bad, but you do have reduced speeds all the way down into Linden. Westbound, eastbound over on SR-73, that's slow approaching Mountain View corridor, but Mountain View for southbound drivers, that's getting a lot better from 2100 north down into the Eagle Mountain, Saratoga Springs area. Give Dad the biggest hugs ever this Father's Day with a Minky Couture blanket. Save 50% with promo code KSL50 in stores and at minkycouture.com. The best blanket ever. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Nearly every single temperature in the KSL 7-day forecast is at or above normal, except for one, and that's Friday morning's low of 53 degrees. Our normal low is 58 degrees. Now, for Friday afternoon, we'll be in the mid-80s, and we'll actually hold the mid-80s all the way through the weekend and Monday next week. Highs are going to warm to the low 90s Tuesday. Then they're expected to be in the mid-90s for the middle parts of next week, and that's 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of year. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mishuli.
In Salt Lake City, 73 degrees. Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Did I cut myself off? I did say 73 degrees. You heard that, right? Okay, we'll check the markets. Amazing story today. Stay right here.
Jeff Caplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Hi, it's Greg Skordas. When I turned 60, I started gaining weight, and it wasn't just a little bit. It became 10 pounds, 20 pounds, and it started approaching 30 pounds, and whatever I was doing wasn't working. So I contacted SOTA Diet Nutrition at the suggestion of some of the people here at KSL, and they said, try it. There's no pills, there's no injections. It's all based on diet. They hooked me up with a nutritionist, they hooked me up with a coach, and they told me that I could plan on losing something between 3 and 5 pounds a week. After 6 weeks, I had lost 26 pounds, and after 7 weeks, I had reached my target, and I'm now at the maintenance stage. They hooked me up with something they call their dynamic diet because their nutritionists are specially trained to customize a dynamic plan for each person. Everyone has different food sensitivities, responses, weaknesses, lifestyles, habits, and behaviors, so a one-size-fits-all diet approach doesn't work. Dynamic diet highlights that personalized approach, and it worked for me. SOTA Diet Nutrition, S-O-T-A, that's SOTADietNutrition.com. Remember, SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
Any Hour Services can make sure your AC keeps you cool this summer. Whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just a second opinion about replacing it, call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
Thinking about retirement? Make sure a My Social Security account is a part of your plan. A My Social Security account gives you secure access to your personal earnings history and benefit status. You can find out if you're eligible to receive benefits, compare retirement benefit estimates at different ages or dates, view spousal benefit estimates, and more. Plan for your future. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad, and I feel very proud to be his son.
I was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
We're watching Utah's money with SpaceX set to debut on the NASDAQ tomorrow morning. A few other space-related stocks got a boost today. Redwire, Rocket Lab, AST Space Mobile all gained ground today, and satellite communications company EchoStar also got a huge bump. DoorDash is juicing up its app with artificial intelligence. Their new chatbot is going to let you use photos to order your food and groceries. Like, you just take a picture and say, I want this. DoorDash will take care of it, and that's why their stock was up 1% today. After yesterday's sell-off, tech stocks made a comeback. Chipmaker SanDisk led the rally with an 11% gain. Intel, Nvidia, Micron all bouncing back. It was a great market after President Trump said we seem to have a deal to end the war in Iran. Immediately, the Dow shot up 900 points.